channel Programs Made Simple. So in today's video, we are going to study the program WAP to input a number and check if it's a magical number or not using while loop. So firstly, we should know what is a magical number. And for that, we are going to take an example. Suppose number 235. Now, we are going to continuously add the digits of the number entered until we get a one-digit number. So, 2 plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 10. Yet, we have not got a single digit number, so we are again going to add its digits. So, 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. So, if in the end of this procedure, we get the number 1, we can say that the number entered is a magical number. Okay, so now we are going to do the program. Class ABC, you can take any class name. For example, I've taken class name ABC. In void main, you have to write integer n as the question is asking the user to input a number. Okay, now int d and s. Over here, we have taken a variable d to extract the digits of the number and a variable s so that we can store the value of the sum of the digits in this particular integer. Okay, so we have not mentioned over here what is the initial value of s. We are going to mention it later and I'll tell you the reason why. While n is greater than 9, that means that this particular while loop will run up till the value of n is greater than 9. That means if the value of n is less than or equal to 9, this will stop running. Okay. Now, over here we have initialized s is equal to 0. While n should not be equal to 0, that means that this particular while loop will run only up till the value of n is not equal to 0. Okay, so now we are going to start the extraction. So if the number entered was 235, so d is equal to n modulus 10. N is 235 modulus 10. We get the number 5. S is equal to s plus d. S was 0, so 0 plus d, which is 5. We get the final value of sum to be 5. Now n is equal to n divided by 10. So n was number 235 divided by 10. You might be already knowing that the sign of a modulus gives us the remainder, whereas the sign of a divisor gives us the quotient. So over here we have the sign of a divisor, so the quotient will be 23. Now we are again going to come over here as the value of n is not yet equal to 0. So d is equal to number modulus 10. The answer is 3. Value of sum was 5 plus d, which is 3. The value of sum is now 8. Now again back to this step, n is equal to n divided by 10. We get the number 2. Okay, now coming back, d is equal to n modulus 10. We will get the remainder 2. S is equal to s plus d. S was 8, so 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. Now n is equal to n divided by 10. So n was number 2 divided by 10. We get the quotient 0. So we will stop this while loop over here only. Now, according to this particular while loop, the value of n should not be greater than according to this particular while loop, if the value of n is greater than 9, then we are going to continue this while loop. So over here the value is greater than 9, which is equal to 10. So again we are going to run this particular while loop. So now s is equal to 0. Again the value of sum is 0. That's why we have not initialized the value of s over here, as we wanted it to change for the second time also within this while loop. Okay, now while n should not be equal to 0. So now we are again going to do the extraction. So now the number is 10. D is equal to n modulus 10. So we are going to get the remainder 0. S is equal to 0 plus 0, so it is 0 only. N is equal to N divided by N. So now we are going to get the question 1. Again we are going to come back to this step. D is equal to 1 divided by 10. We get the remainder 1. Sum was 0. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. N is equal to N divided by 10. So N is equal to 1 divided by 10. We get the question 0. Now again we are going to stop this while loop as the value of N is now 0. So now the final value of S is 1. So N is equal to S, which is equal to 1. So if in the end the value of N is equal to 1, we can say that the number is a magical number. For example, we have done this number, which is number 235 with you. Otherwise, the number entered is not a magical number.